Ashikele. 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 Missing you way. And easy. Doko say wo. Bra beti wo dobo. Fami free nkoko kosi insoko me do se donko fodwo kokko romantic. Missing you way. I came myself. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you share. Keep sharing, keep sharing. Let's hit 1K today. Keep sharing, keep sharing. Humi balloon. Kamalu. Kabashu. Bugalu. Kabachu. Faunsa. Womeni. Semiwa. Enyawa. Ashikele. Missy those days disco. We also be Asha Shepan, the baggage is no Jinampa Boabi, so you find combats. No good thing, Kakra. No Peleventa. No, the Google Nimotum Kakra. I save ya. Obisu Raos himself, no hobo and come for pan. Hey, I'll come and I can't chow. So this is your show, Trending Issues. Say Bibi Dro. Menoma Bubio. Jadame. Degeme. Kamalu. Kabashu. Bugalu. Kabachu. Chimino. Wino. Swinge. Sheki. Faunsa. Womeni. Semiwa. Enyawa. Ashikele. Ashikele. So this week a lot of things have happened. 67th anniversary of Ghana. National Cathedral. And this is for BC commission. I think so. Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, the first gentleman of the states, and also a pass comment B concerning the anti-gay bill. No, I think so. Chef Faila and Honsam so Ababe Toja. Honorable Kumanso so Honsam Aba Abetoja. And I have my pundit here with me. He's online. HAUSA.
Wofadinho.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, and you remember what's here?
I'm here for
what is anyway say?
Anyway, I said now you need a crowd, but I'm kind of saying you made it. Ashikele. You know, did you hear this?
Hey, Ashikele, anyway. Okay, now from 7 years. Happy 67th Independence Day to you.
It is so. Anything. Ghana, when you need. Juman ko akọ retired dada.
Asuma ka eba be kan no. Because say enko oje pension fee.
Oje pension fee.
Anana what you mo ko say?
Na watching the say the dia ejuma sem na yeko ni e basa ya he ni say yi obi mai so nke mai ni die nke ya nke to ke mreba ya bo bi ma tin e brenti e be ni den.
Kinata kan no. Kinata se busha for me so why no kan omo. What you are going through. Pastor George Arao say Ashikele. And Aisha Sube joining on the line. GH yancha ho no kind of saying this week in somewhat yaba bobo Ghana edi 67 years after so some members of NDC a commission National Cathedral no upo ya commission and no and that so His Excellency President Akufo-Addo say some statements and then so we are going to delve more into it. Then Honorable John Kuma na wachimu yante asempa and also so ebeka ne ho asem kakra. Then we move on to Chef Faila and also the statement be aba abetuja yesterday in free the 67th anniversary of Ghana no GH before then no me person producer some videos be beto na ya share the ekọ so Ghana you know say obeka isisa no na yakọ saito school no na 6 March be dura yakoya march pass na march pass no eya na obi a press obekọ binti no wunya o black shoe white sauce na konkonteni abenkwan no uginem gidigidi na o machi na dia na watching me hu ye dia it is serious me person producer de beto screen so na itimi ahwebi said ya match pass no esi ekoye say producer bet me e dia to so amaya okay inti ena eda screen so no na se no match pass ndi akodu ni say nkra no machia na afede omo ejina na so omo ya ma piano like bi na asomo bangi bi chese enye izo ojeje
my idea.
but do you think I don't know, but do you think says how much pass na yakono was it having any significant implication be with respect to the seat match nana?
I think you see, it's an honor to do something for your country. So when it happens like that, during the match pass, no, you see the children are ready to participate. Why are they participating? They feel honored to do something for their country. So it boils down to the fact that we are trying to show that we love our country and we are always ready to participate in something to make the name of our country to make the name of our country go higher. Okay. That's one thing that I realized about the match pass, that we were all willing to participate.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on say those days, much here say eyes right to say eyes straight na ebi mo twa mo any right na ebi mo so any like focus sana or much like everything was serious. But say na quite say I'm a piano near the idea so should we call that evolution and also say?
You see, we need to change stuff. It's not always about marching, and we are not military. If you see, even almost every country, those that march are often military people. When it comes to some specific workers, you see them dancing and other stuff. We need to include those things when what they were doing. It also shows our culture. Now our culture is evolving. We have a piano that we've introduced. We got from South Africa, so we have to add those things. You have to make it interesting. You are not just going for the Independence Day because it's a military thing, but you are going because you want to celebrate. You want to celebrate your freedom. And celebration comes with what? Dancing. That's part of Africa. Dancing and music. Okay. So that's why they were. Even the military themselves, they have what we call very happy cheers. Why do they do it? Okay. To show that they are happy. So to me, it's something that they should consider even improving upon it to make it more lively. You get it?
And
so that next time.
And Shama for the acros in your barber shemu. So the macro. As having a son with sissy from now. Of
course. And this one it has trend. You see that it's trending very well.
Exactly.
So it's even pushing the name of Ghana like almost everywhere. I love the fact that they were in their hijab. You see, it shows how Ghana we accept
everything.
We accept each other. We accept you, no matter the kind of religion that you belong to. You get it? You can wear your hijab to school. And if you accept to go to public school, then the public school, you have to respect what is there. If you're in the Islamic school, you respect what is there. And it's beautiful how they were dancing. If it's in other countries like Iran, Iraq, they would have even punished these girls. But you see, they were girls doing the dance. And it's beautiful
what
they were doing.
Almost say no see
Yeah.
almost to celebs no more if you right now say oh nah damn
Yeah.
granny dia sa Now let's move. That was on the lighter note. Let's move on to a serious note. So Ghana is 67 years, and we also in France, specifically Paris, we joined the Ghana embassy in Paris to celebrate, and Adam Fupa Media was there. I was there personally. I had the opportunity to meet some of the invited guests, some of the dignitaries who were present. I met Marco Kreku Mante, the Ghana ambassador. I've met her a couple of times, so and I met other people that I usually see them on TV, and we will show some footage over there for viewers to see how the interview also went.
One try to. Hello,
But I think it's not coming. But no problem. Let's continue with the discussion. So that is what happened over there. We were there to join hands with the Ghana embassy to celebrate the 67th anniversary of Ghana. So you're still watching Adam for Media, and I'm still your host, Wofadinho. We are here in Paris celebrating the 67th anniversary of Ghana. And today I have a member of parliament who flew all the way from Ghana to join us here to celebrate this August occasion. And I would like him to introduce himself to all of us. Akwaba.
Yeah,
Yanka French, bro, for an answer.
for your key.
Okay, inti Ghana for now any moon on Besomu, how are they going to do?
Your friend, Dr. Sebamwa, me am Rasebe Jenny, Emma in Shiaso constituency in the Ashanti region. Me Sanso, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. I work Ghana, any share a great any trade and industry factories and stuff like that.
I think the best switch out bro.
Oh, but the key. Okay. If we collaborate,
oh, collaborate. Okay. Miss me.
Yeah, the best.
Okay. So, looking at the journey so far, where Ghana has gotten to, being the Minister for Trade and Industry, how would you say the trade and industry have come so far?
Thank you for engaging me. My regards to our viewers this very moment. Indeed, we've come far, but we're not there yet. We're still a developing economy, that's how I see it. We still depend on foreign economy, if I should put it, because we import almost everything. Once we stay import-driven economy, then we know we have a lot of work to do, and then we have a long way to go. But then we've also come from somewhere. There's a reference point in terms of infrastructural development, in terms of building more industries or factories, and in terms of creating more jobs. But we still need to do a lot as a developing, especially the impact of the COVID and the Russian war on us. I mean, we had to go back a few steps, but the economy is restoring. So we are at the corner and we are getting closer. So it's not bad at all. Ghana has always been a very peaceful country. And
thank you so
we are doing our best.
So as the Minister for Trade and Industry, we are aware that COVID and the Russian war, just as you said, have had impact on Ghana's economy. But aside that, what other challenges have you faced as a Trade and Industry Minister?
I think
Ghana usually that. Oh yeah, Ghana usually. Hey, wonderful. The Western world is moving from the traditional approaches and the traditional methods of learning to a technological way. And then we have educational approaches and educational resources that are more advanced. And as we see way back, as we see in the motherland, Ghana is really not having the adequate technology and adequate tools to really teach or prepare our people for the following for the future. How do you really, from your own way of seeing things in Ghana, what can you say about our technology and then
am more about the bad for media. So,
Oh, yeah, media.
now, what to say?
Yamia the moon, sir.
Young for the Yahoya. Yeah, that was the same, and so, yeah. I became your home for Ghana Independence Day.
Amen.
So you're still watching Adam?
Your friend, Dr. Simamwa. Me am Rasebe Jenny, Emma in Shiaso constituency in the Ashanti region. Miss Sansu, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. I work Ghana, any share, a JD, any trade and industry factories and stuff like that.
I think it's the best with Choco, bro.
Oh, but teaching, sorry, if we collaborate.
Oh, collaborate. Okay. Miss me.
Yeah, the best.
Okay. So, looking at the journey so far, where Ghana has gotten to, being the Minister for Trade and Industry, how would you say the trade and industry have come so far?
Thank you for engaging me. My regards to our viewers this very moment. Indeed, we've come far, but we're not there.
I saw him here a moment ago. I saw the deputy mayor and, of course, his team members. Thank you so much for helping us. Thank you so much for opening the mairie to us, and to ensure that we have a successful event. I'm, of course, indebted to my staff, my compatriots, for their tireless efforts in organizing the program.
More about the bad for media. So, Independence Day.
Many HAJJ papa, many HAJJ, any HAJJ, Yasa, Yediji, Yabubon Komo, yes, any ambassador.
Okay. Wow, nice. Now, mommy, Patrick will say, oh, buy a Ghana for the door, not buy it.
Oh, good one, I buy any, who say, be an African way, Kente, and to mine, at a rare.
As we know, has a future, because these are the same people who will push to become the future assemblymen, future MPs, future ministers of parliament, and future members of parliament, future ministers of the states, and so forth and so on. Do you think it can ever happen? Because it is now becoming like a tradition. Once they are growing, other people are coming, and just as you know, we have something we call mentorship. These people are going to be mentored, and they are still going to instill their acts in them. Do you think it can ever happen for the country to become not entirely corruption free, but let's say more than half?
For me, as I said, I believe that Ghana can reach somewhere, but not now. And for these people, especially these SRC executives, it has been happening in the student body long time, where they've been stealing a lot. That one we know. And they are the same people that have been trying to be politicians in Ghana. But all this can stop if Baumia's digitization is being realized well. Because if they realize the digitization very well and they educate the public on how digitization can help us, I believe that we can achieve it. We will reach to a point where corruption in Ghana will be less. and there will be accountability. Look at the passport, for example. Majority don't know that now the passport, you can sit at home and apply for it, and you can even apply for the expeditory one, and you just go the next day, you pay everything with your Momo. But still, people prefer paying money to others. If we do that one, there will be checks. Now, if we come to the, let's say, the taxation, if everything is digitized well, then if I'm paying tax, I know that I paid the tax and the tax is already in my account. It's already there. The one thing that they sought to do is for them to link the tax that you have paid to your TIN, so that if you enter your TIN account, you know the tax that you've paid. Even that one, majority of Ghanaians have their TIN. They have the TIN number, but they don't know that you can go to the gra.ghana.gov to go and search whether you paid your taxes or not. It has to be listed there. But majority don't know because there is no education on that.
You see, you are talking about digitization, and do you think, say, as it stands now, is that what Ghanaians need?
We need that one to check stuff in Ghana.
See, Ghanaians, I'm coming. Ghanaians are complaining about expensive things, high cost of living. They are complaining about poor roads. They are complaining about security. They are complaining about the basic things that a human being needs. And His Excellency keeps talking about digitization. Do you think that is what we need as it stands now? Is it a sense of urgency?
Well, I think one thing that we have to talk about is if things are becoming expensive, then it must also go with the monthly pay that they are receiving. If the things prices increase, then your salaries must also be increased. That's what they should focus. They should put their attention at. And what are some of the things that are increasing in Ghana? You see that they are often those things that are imported in the country, and people buy it with their dollars, euros, for them to import it to the country. So how do we make sure that these things that are imported, we are able to produce them in Ghana at a lower cost? And tomatoes, for example, we have it seasoned. So how do we make sure that we store tomatoes in such a way that when we are no more in the season, we'll be able to conserve it for us to sell it at a good price? Ghana should focus on getting solutions. Of course, you may claim that things are becoming expensive, but look, in as much as it's expensive, digitization will help the country in many ways.
Listen, just as you are talking about importation, I had the opportunity to interview the Minister of Industries. For Minister of Industries, I guess I've forgotten his position. Honorable Amwa. And we were having a conversation, and I asked him that why are things like becoming so expensive in the country? And the excuse that he gave us, as usual, COVID-19, the Ghana-Ukraine war, the Russian-Ukraine war, and Ghana keeps importing a lot of stuff. And the question I wanted to ask, but because it was not a full political show, it was just a celebration of Ghana's independence. I didn't want to go deep to stir up any deeper conversation. But a rhetorical question I asked myself that, so why do these leaders keep hanging on the COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war? And they know that the more you import, the more your currency depreciates. So why don't they start promoting the local stuff so that we can export? Do you think they don't have solution to whatever is happening to the country?
They don't. The solution that for the COVID issue, I do understand them. You are here in France. You know that even baguette, the price of baguette has increased in it. So how do we ensure for even oil, because we import oil, rice, it affected a lot. Putting those things aside, like the Houthis, not the Houthis, those who are fighting at the Houthis that are trying to, they are not the Houthis, we have forgotten their name. They are causing problems at the Red Sea, that route, which is also causing problems to importation. And when those things happen, it affects the price of things. And when the dollar goes up, it affects the price of things.
But as it stands now, hold on. As it stands now, do you think Ghana should be importing more than exporting? 67 years.
Ghana, to be sincere, we are not in the position of feeding ourselves. We haven't reached there yet. And that's one of the issues. We haven't, even when it comes to agriculture sector, it's not mechanized. Agriculture is not mechanized. People are still doing the old way of farming, using cutlass and hoes to farm. You get it? These people, we have to educate them for them to use cutlass, and we have to educate them and get them tractors that can help them farm vast land. And even when it comes to even the fishermen too, they still go by the old way where they will be pulling. You suggest things to them that they have to make sure they fish big. They will tell you, we prefer the old way to maintain tradition. Remember, the tradition is making you poorer. Certain traditions are not helping us. We haven't reached to the point where we can produce a lot to feed ourselves. Tomatoes, we still import tomatoes from Burkina. Onion, we import them from Niger. You get these are some of the things. And maize itself, we import maize from China, because maize we can't produce enough in Ghana. Meanwhile, Ghanaians, we like these Banku and Dokono and the rest are all from maize. Cassava too is an issue. Cassava now we import cassava from China. Cassava, we like eating fufu and gari. We should make sure that we produce a lot of them in Ghana. If we can't even produce, we should import from Nigeria. But one thing is, because we haven't signed a good contract with Nigeria to import cassava from them, we end up importing from China. That was what our former agri minister did back last year. The contract is signed with China for 5 years to be importing cassava in Ghana. Just yesterday, Angola and Namibia signed a contract, oil and gas contract, between these two countries, for them to be trading between these two countries, how they can build themselves, and they are seriously doing things among themselves. Like Ghana, we fail to trade with our other countries very well. Tomatoes even from Burkina, the government has not done anything in such a way that you make sure that he sets a price. It's the importers themselves who set their own price for the market, which shouldn't be so.
GH, I think this is an issue that if we decide to dissect, we are going to spend the whole time on it. I prefer we talk about it on the political show. Let's move on to the next topic. But before then, do not forget that this program is sponsored by HAJJ Clinic, located in Ghana. It is located in Kaswa, and they offer laboratory services, physiotherapy services, health screening services, scan and diagnostic services, home care services, general holistic herbal alternative treatment as well. So if you are there and you are having any problem, make sure you contact them on these numbers. In Accra, you can contact them on 055 96 58403, 055 96 58403, or on 020 8020 0083 521, 020 0083 521. So that is the information you see on your screens. Make sure you pick their numbers and you contact them for your better health. Also, do not forget that this our second sponsor is Fresh Samuel and Aluminium Glass Experts. Okay, so if you are living in the diaspora and you are building and you've gotten to the stage where you need to do roofing and aluminium services, just contact them on 2+233 247 194 552 +233 247 194 522, and they do aluminium cladding, curtain wall, hinge doors, frameless doors, shower doors, UPVC window, staircase stainless balustrade, and other things as well. So make sure you contact them, and they are going to help you with your building. And the most important thing is that you pay 70% of it, and after the completion you pay the 30% of the rest. So let's continue with the conversation. GH, still on the national issues. We had some members of the NDC party going to the National Cathedral site to commission the foundation of the National Cathedral. I don't know if I should say commission the National Cathedral or the foundation of the National Cathedral. Let's see what happened over there. We have a footage where some members of the NDC party went there to commission that the expensive hole in Ghana, as they said. Okay, so there you have it on your screen.
Let's come back. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta. In the name of Akufo-Addo, Mahmoud Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta, we commission this expensive hole in the world.
So in the name of Akufo-Addo, Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta, we commission this expensive hole in the world. 67 years, the leaders of the country commissioning holes. GH, what do you have to say?
Well, it's funny. It's funny that they went to commission that thing. Yes, they had to, because it was said that the church, let's say the cathedral, would be commissioned on the 6th of March 2024. You get it?
Exactly.
So they had to go and commission it, because that's what they told the public. And in as much as it was someone's dream, yet they used the public money to finance some parts. They get the former finance minister used the money without the consent of the parliament, and yet it was after that he came to talk about it. So they had to go and commission it.
But
the funny thing about Ghana that I don't understand is, if we want to do a project and we have a timeline, we have to make sure that we put a board there and make sure that the contractor also puts on the money that you'll be spending each phase. It's something that we don't have in Ghana. A contractor told you that I'll be using this amount of money to build this thing. You give the contractor the money. How can the contractor come to you and tell you that the amount of money you gave me, it can only construct, foundation, and it can no more construct the building? Then the contractor has breached the contract. You have to sue him. You get, but as a country, they can't do anything, and you promise the people that you'll be doing something, you'll be commissioning it on this day, yet you couldn't do it. So they needed to go it. However, they shouldn't have, because it's a mockery of they themselves. How can you just go there because you want to commission, you want to put shame on the certain president because of what he said you'll be doing? And they went there in their party colors too. That's a shame, that's I think. Because as a country, as MPs, it was Independence Day, we were celebrating. At least if you don't want to celebrate, just go and stay at your corner. And when you go to parliament, you question, why is it that you promised us this and you couldn't deliver? That means you have been failing the people. You can even send it to court to sue the government on behalf of the people, but you don't just go there because you want to just make fun of the president. It's funny, I mean. They should be ashamed of themselves for doing that too, but I didn't understand what they did. Yet they should be ashamed.
Okay, so I was about to ask a follow-up question that were they in the position to do that? I don't think so, but since you've touched on it late already, I don't think we should go on to that one. And
they weren't in the position because the one thing is, when they were going, the military man stopped them, and it was something from above. They wanted to show that they are MPs and they should be allowed to cross. No. You have no right to go there because you were not asked to go there. So the military man says, no, it doesn't matter whether you are MP or not. You just need to respect yourself. You don't go because you are NDC. They want to make fun of MPP. You don't do that.
But don't you think, in a way, too, they were just reminding the president that, today is the day for the commissioning, and you have forgotten. So let us go and do.
It wasn't a reminder. They knew because before that, since the beginning of this year, people have been talking about it, that they will be commissioning it. Ironically or sarcastically, they've been talking about it while we knew that it's only foundation that they've been able to do. And even the National Cathedral themselves came out that they need some extra 230 million there to be able to construct it. You get it? So, I mean, it's something that we knew already, so you don't just go there. They should have placed their energy on educating their various constituencies on the reason why independence is important, the reason why the Ghana national anthem, if you go to the second, third, and fourth stanza, it's very important. It's calling upon Ghanaians to stand up for their rights. Until what they are asking for is done, they shouldn't accept it from the leaders.
Is that the duty? Is that the duty of the MP? Or
what's their role exactly? The duty of the MP, as MP, they are only representing the people. You get it? They don't build roads. So their duty is rather to go there to educate the people that come together. Let's stand. It's our Independence Day. We fight for what is right. We said for the military, but you, the people, is a day for you to use to fight for what rightly belongs to you. They should have done that, but not going to that cathedral thing. They should know better. They are only at Parliament promising people they will build roads. Meanwhile, it's not their duty to build roads. Putting sand in the eyes of the constituents, because the constituents we lack knowledge to go and learn and know the duties of our MP. We don't know that they are there to only lobby on our behalf for things to be done, not to do it on our behalf.
Okay, so I think we shall leave that matter over there, and let's move on to the next topic for the day. One of the subjects that has stirred conversation in the country is the anti-LGBTQ bill that was passed. Now, recently we heard the Parliament passing a bill which was supposed to be on the decks of the president for him to sign. And so now, I don't know, as I'm talking, if president has received it, but within the week, president made us know that he's not received it on his desk. And so he's not signed it yet. However, he made a declaration that some people or someone has sent the case to the court of law. So we should wait or something like that. And Ghanaians are saying that when the e-levy bill was passed, people sent it to court, yet the president went ahead to sign it. And so this has generated a lot of conversation. And president has made it clear that Ghana is not ready to cut ties with, long-standing alliances with other international bodies and other countries because of this bill that is going to be passed. But we would want to see a footage where the president was giving the speech and hear what exactly that he said. So it will be shown on your screen, the speech, and hear what exactly that. Okay, so I think the production team is trying to get it. I think production team is trying to work on it. So, but I believe you know what I'm talking about, GH.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know this.
Yeah. So quickly, let's touch on that.
The funny thing about it is if you go to the UK, you go to the US. Let me use the US. Majority of their states oppose it. In as much as it's a law, you know that.
Okay.
Bipartisan passage by Parliament of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill on a private member's motion has raised considerable anxieties in certain quarters of the diplomatic community and amongst some friends of Ghana that she may be turning her back on her hitherto enviable long-standing record on human rights observance and attachment to the rule of law. I want to assure you that no such backsliding will be contemplated or occasioned. I think it will serve little purpose to go at this stage into the details of the origin of this proposed law, which is yet to reach my desk. But suffice it to say that I have learned that today a challenge has been mounted at the Supreme Court by a concerned citizen to the constitutionality of the proposed legislation. In the circumstances, it would be as well for all of us to hold our hands and await the decision of the court before any action is taken. The operation of the institutions of the Ghanaian state will determine the future trajectory of the rule of law and human rights compliance in our country.
Okay, so GH, there we have it. So Ghana backslide the pan and the lalai, Kevin boy. GH, this is what the French gentleman of the state has said. Do you think first of all, what's your general thoughts about it?
My general thoughts about this is US is a federal state. And in as much as the country itself has passed the bill that they should accept it, again, has their own, constitution. So some of the states in the United States haven't accepted it. They've criminalized it. UK last year were promoting it. Themselves essentially was try to oppose. And when it comes to Africa, we come to our culture, such things, some of the ethnic groups oppose it. But in Ghana, I wouldn't say we oppose it because we know it. We say a thing that you don't know, like mango, because we didn't know mango, we didn't have a specific name for it. So mango came with this name. But this one, we had it already in the nation. We knew it. We know that it exists. So we shouldn't even pass a law. If those people are ready to preach their thing, let them preach it, but you don't allow them to teach it as. The only thing Ghana we can is, look, okay, we allow you live your life, human rights, live it. But you cannot go to a school because at the school, each and every school has its own rules. They have own constitute this particular topic. You are good to do.
But hold on. If each school is allowed to do whatever it wants, does that
each
not?
School, I mean, the curriculum, our curriculum is in. We just make sure that our curriculum we don't include such things. You get it?
Sure.
Then those private schools, they have we make sure that if yes order, then these are so the curriculum you have to follow. They don't include practices. It will just make them, they just live their life, let them practice. That one doesn't matter. And we shouldn't, one thing that I have, the problem I have with the president now for not signing it, if he doesn't sign it, I think it's good. Yet, for him being a coward saying that it will be a problem between Ghana and our European and also the American partners, it will be a problem between us. I mean, I don't know why Ghana is afraid of such countries.
That was the question I was about to ask.
Yes, because we can see that Russia is thriving. You go to the EAU, they are also moving forward. We come to some countries in Africa moving ahead. We can also talk about Brazil and some other countries. If South Africa will accept it, South Africa, we know the kind of caliber of people they are. Look at Uganda. When Uganda said they wouldn't accept it, when they passed the law, US threatened them. And Uganda is part of the four countries in Africa whose economy is moving very fast. Apart from the punishment the US gave them, if the US, we have to see it as a partner. They are just a partner with us. They are there to trade with us. At least, let me tell you, what one thing do Ghana even get from US, apart from somehow the so-called security that they claim they are giving us?
What security?
So, well, that one we don't even know about it, the kind of security, but they claim they are giving us security. But what thing do Ghanaians import from the US? Almost only few things are imported from the US. So I don't know why, because they are the superpowers, Ghana should stand for themselves. However, to me, this law shouldn't have even existed. Because if you look at the law, it even affects those people who are not even preaching these things more than the so-called LGBTQ people. You get it? So the law they shouldn't even have sat down to even try writing this law. If I am a bad person, if I want to be like them, then I will allow myself to be like them. But if they come and I know who I am, I want to accept to be who they are. It doesn't cost anything. You get it? Even if they are doing it, again, Ghana, we allow every December, you see a caliber of people that come to Ghana to celebrate in Ghana, the kind of parties they are doing. If you are talking about morality, then we should close all clubs. If you are talking about morality, there are a lot of stuff that we should also look at. It's an individual thing. If all Ghanaians become A and the population dies out, so be it. But I know that we have people that reason enough to make sure that Ghanaian population continues to be what happens in someone's room should happen. We should only tell them, we should only let them know that what's happening in your room, don't bring it outside.
But you see,
you shouldn't go around saying that we should accept yourself. You accept yourself, live who you are, don't come and be.
GH.
The government should not say that because of the loan is borrowing from the US, the loan is borrowing from the UK, the loan is borrowing because of that, it will not pass the loan. The loan wasn't for free. They gave it to you on
conditions.
That you have to follow. So you have to also bring your own terms. If they don't give you the money, countries to take those that are ready to accept your terms. Yeah.
But you see, when this thing came out, the finance minister said something which was in the form of warning that if Ghana should sign that, we are going to lose a certain amount of money. Do you think that is another reason why that His Excellency is saying that he's not going to sign? Because I remember vividly in an Anglican church, he stated it emphatically that this thing is not going to happen under his clock or under his watch, being the president of Ghana. And now this is the statement that he issues out, that he's not ready to backslide and cut ties with long-lasting relationship and friends of Ghana that we have over the years.
Wofadinho, we know our president became promised. He has promised Ghanaians a lot of stuff that he didn't do. So this is not a surprise. He said if he can go to somewhere and just promise to the people and come up back again and do the opposite of it. If it's not signing it, the only reason being that he's thinking about the money that they will be taking from the UN and the IMF and the others, and they will be using it for their campaign. That's what they are thinking about. They are not thinking about the Ghanaians as a people. But to me, as I was saying, I don't know why we should criminalize it. If the law passes, then all those people who have been doing that, their show on the television, who have been talking about how you should sleep with someone, how some of the doodles, all of them are criminal cases. And many people will even lose their job. And those TikTokers who have been dressing like women too, it will be a problem. And let me remind you, majority of Ghanaians, you see them in the rainbow colors. They don't even know what that rainbow color is. I don't
know if you are a little bit familiar with the bill, what they were trying to say that with the intent. Okay, so if you dress like, if you're a male and you dress in a female way with the intent of like that thing, then that is when you can be sentenced to courts or be called upon.
Yeah, then I can choose to say I have a male friend that I want to sleep, but the intent is not to be an LGBTQ or whatever. You see, our constitution sometimes is a joke. I don't know sometimes if you listen to the constitution, a judge will pass and say that I think the constitution means, and the other person will say I think this is what it means. When there is an intent, of course, if it's about intent, then there will be an issue with it. They shouldn't even pass it. How I choose to dress, if I can choose to, it's a new fashion. Then also, his intent is to be in skirt.
No,
my
see,
intent is to be in skirt.
Osibos own is not skirt. Osibos own is guilt.
Then every dressing that the guy will wear will say it's a guilt or whatever. We have a lot of Ghanaians.
I personally, that is what I intend to wear for the next coming GMAs in Europe. Yeah, I prefer to wear guilt.
You go to the voter region, you go and see the FO in his intoma that he has situated on his chest, and you see the woman who has done the same thing. So will you say that the way they dress, the intent of dress like the woman who is bad?
But that intent, that intent is not to like seduce your fellow gender. However, what I believe what they are trying to say, or the message they are trying to send across, is like with the intent of you trying to have an affair with the same gender. That is what the focus is on.
And according to the same constitution, what happens in your room is in your room, isn't it?
True.
So if the person has chosen to sleep with another man in his or her room, why should the government go there?
So that one is not an issue. But the thing is, if you follow the constitution well, the bill well, it's
about the promotion.
Yeah,
it's about the promotion.
Publicly. So I believe whatever that they are trying to say has to do with the public. So if, for example, quote unquote, I dress in a female way just to seduce a fellow man, that I can be arrested, which will never happen. But
so I think they should out and explain it well to the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, so that is one thing. That is one thing I wanted to ask you in your first submission. When
that's not what they are saying. They say that if you create a group, then you are somehow promoting it.
But you see,
we should also consider.
HAJJ.
Yeah, Wofadinho.
One thing that personally I find Ghanaians not doing most is proper education. When there is a law being passed, we don't have anyone, we don't have any institution, we don't have anybody that comes out to educate the public on the law or whatever that has been passed. You in your first submission, the first topic that we spoke about, we were talking about digitization, and you made mention of the importance of the digitization. The question is, who is educating the Ghanaian citizen? Who is educating the layman in Ghana, the 8-year-old boy who is going to school, for him to understand the concept of digitization? They come and they use big English and they force it in the throat of Ghanaians. So I feel these things, a lot of things could have been prevented if there are proper education that is being done on our national televisions, on our radios, on our information centers, and other stuff. But with this law, for instance, let's say if the president even signs it, I'm not sure we are going to get proper education that is going to be circulated around.
For the education, they won't educate the people. That one, you and I know, they won't educate them. Even some people will be protesting and they don't know why they are protesting or demonstrating because they were paid to be there. In Ghana, that's what's happening.
True.
We don't educate people why we are doing something. And a lot of things have been happening in Ghana. You go and ask the person, the only thing that the person will tell you is, even the importance of the free SHS, the only thing parents know is our children are going to school. We are not paying.
Yeah.
But something beyond that, they don't even know why that the many breaks in it may probably affect the students or not. They don't even know. The education system in Ghana, how we educate the public is very poor. The thing that sells well in Ghana on the various TV stations and radio stations is those Indian movies that they've translated in cheap.
Yeah.
It sells well. But things that we need to be sent to the public, how we should just make sure that we do them in the local language and educate the public about it, we don't do that.
Yeah, so I think
it's very bad.
I think we'll go on Facebook to read some messages before we continue with the conversation. Very soon we are going to draw the curtains to down for this program. So from Nana Kwame here, I said thanks. The music. Okay, so that was the music we were playing at first. He said, okay, trade and industry. That was the minister that you were talking about. And from Hepworth, he says that Good and educative discussion. Thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much for following us. Help us. Make sure you share the link. If you want to sponsor this program, kindly contact us, and we are going to do a good work for you. This program needs sponsorship, so try to contact us for sponsorship. Now, don't forget that this show is brought to you by Lineage Clinic GH. So if you are living in Ghana and you have any health issues, make sure you contact Lineage GH. These are their numbers: 055-965-8403, 055-965-8403. If you are suffering with menstrual pain, if you are not performing well as a male, contact them. If you have any special issue, just contact them. I've personally had conversation with the doctors over there, and I bet you they are very good. I recently sent my manager Bonnie over there, and now my manager Bonnie, he's performing wonderfully. That's he's performing. Okay. Also, the show is sponsored by First Glass and Aluminium Services. If you are living in Europe and you are building and you've gotten to where you need aluminium services, just contact them on +233 47195 522 +233 47194 522. They do alubond, cladding, curtain wall, hinge doors, frameless doors, shower doors, and a lot of things that they have in stock. So just contact them, and they are going to do a good job for you. GH.
Yeah, Wofadinho.
Yeah, very soon we are going to end the whole conversation, and this is maybe the last but one thing that we are going to talk about. We had our own sister, Chef Phyla, who participated in the Cookathon thing, and there was a communique that came out that her attempt was disqualified. Now, she's the second person to be disqualified. We had Ifua Santua, the Santua of our time, whose own was disqualified, and hers as well. Do you think the people participating or contesting for attempting this Cookathon thing don't really read the rules and regulations well? That's why we are being disqualified.
Yes, I mean, Ifue's own was about the fact that she didn't observe the break. It's stated in the rules. Hers too was the same thing. I think, well, Ghanaians, we think that the fact that we don't like following instructions in our country, when there are other things happening in the world, we can do the same thing. Something like even Ghana Man time, where we choose always to be late. In every function, even the president himself is always late to some of his programs. So, I mean, you were informed that you have to observe this number of minutes as break. She should have done that. That's what they are saying. But if she thinks that it wasn't so, she can protest. But she has accepted it. And we love the fact that she even get it. But to those who are about to do DS, they should read the rules and do as it's stated. They shouldn't just say that, oh, let me just go beyond the rules like 1 minute, maybe it may disqualify you.
You know,
we have made them.
There is this notion that when you do a lot of time, let's say I decide to go a week, and I go like a week and 3 days. That 3 days is to cover up for maybe the lapses that I made during the event. Maybe I was supposed to take 5 minutes break, I took 6 minutes break or 7 minutes break. That extra 3 days is supposed to cover up for that. I don't know if it is clearly stated in the Guinness Book of Records regulation that thing can be done.
If you want to break someone's record, then you have to do the same thing that the person did, but beyond the minutes or days the person did. If it's the same record, the first person who did it, you have to do the same thing. When it comes to food, there are lots of different types of food records. She didn't choose to do her own record. She chose to break someone's record. The person followed some rules. You to the same rules. You don't set your own rules unless you are doing something new. You get it? She could have chosen to cook only Ghanaian food for some number of minutes and it will be most Ghanaian food cooked in this minute and it's a record. She didn't do that. She chose to break someone's record. She should have followed the rules. She doesn't set her own rules. And that's what everybody should do. If you want to break someone's record, follow the rules, but go beyond the minute the person did or days the person did by just following the rules that have been given. Never set your own rules at the end.
Okay, so never set your own rules if you want to follow the footstep of someone. Very soon we shall be drawing the curtains down for this program. And GH,
Wofadinho,
our last subject for today. This week we didn't hear anything good from the camp of NPP and also the country as a whole. Aside us celebrating the Independence Day, we heard Honorable John Kuma, who was proclaimed dead. He's dead. And I don't know if you've seen some videos, but people were crying. And when you go on Twitter, people are even happy that a minister is dead. Is this how far we've come as a country? To the point that when a minister dies, a politician dies, the people are happy. Is it that Ghanaians are suffering too much that now they want our leaders to even die? GH.
If they die, new ones will come. And they will still be doing the same thing because the parties have trained them to be that. You get it? To me, the sad thing about it is some were crying at his house, not because he is dead, but because he was the one feeding them, giving them money every day. So why not betray you? Why not betray you? No, person is not part of his family. That's the sad thing for me. Why don't you cry because the person is dead, but you are there crying because the person has been your breadwinner? Others were happy because he stole from them. Like the woman who says that he forcefully took her land. You get it? And others too who belong to a different political party are happy because it's a disaster happening in their party. It wasn't someone from outside. It said that it was an inner thing. As a Ghanaians, we should know that if something like this happens, death is something that we shouldn't be out. We should all cry. When a person is buried and gone, then we shall probably discuss the birth and the person. But this is not the time. We shouldn't be happy because he's dead. I mean, it's not a good thing. It doesn't. Then even this thing even comes down to this LGBTQ thing. If you think that we are very moral and we want to follow our traditions, we should follow it well. And we shouldn't be making fun of stuff.
Sure.
When someone dies, we should pay homage to the person. He was a minister and he was an MP. So we should just, observe that silence for him. Then after he's buried, if you have anything to say, you mention it. And as he said in the Akan language, Samampani Bonidin. But it's proving that in Ghana now it's rather Samambonini Bonidin.
So
we shouldn't do that.
So GH, I would thank you for joining us today. Just as you do every day, we really appreciate your efforts. Thank you, viewers, for joining us and also listening to us on our app. We really appreciate. Today, the conversation has mostly been on nation Ghana and also politics. We do believe you enjoyed. Thank you all for sending in your commentary, your comments. We've read them, and we kindly forgive us if there is any comment that we didn't see. Keep watching Adamfopa Media. Keep following us on all our social media platforms. And GH, we do believe next week we are going to have you here in the studio, if possible.
We hope. We hope it can be true.
Okay, so a very big shout out to Authentic. Today Authentic was not able to make it because he had some duties to attend to hopefully he will be back soon to join us and bring Sports Prime, Sports with Adam Fopa with you. Also, from after this show, we have Adam Fopa Komo, which will be coming your way by Bonnie, DJ Bonnie. So stay tuned, keep watching Adam Fopa, and keep listening to Adam Fopa. And as we are leaving, I leave you with George Jara, or say guitar and bellboy, ting. Miss Mobile,